Elon Musk offered $44 billion for Twitter. Then he tried to kill the deal, not once, 3 different times. He blamed bots. He threatened to walk away. He kept finding new excuses to run. But Twitter didn't want the billion-dollar penalty. They wanted a judge to force Elon Musk to buy Twitter anyway. And somehow, they almost pulled it off. It's January 2022. Elon Musk, the richest man on Earth, starts quietly buying Twitter shares. Not publicly, not loudly, secretly. No announcement, no tweet, nothing. Week after week, share after share. By March, he owns more than 5% of Twitter. Now here's where it gets important. In America, there's a rule, a federal rule. The moment you own more than 5% of a public company, you must tell the world within 10 days. That's not a suggestion, that's law. Elon missed the deadline. The richest man in the world missed a federal legal deadline. And experts say, by staying quiet those extra days, he may have saved himself tens of millions of dollars, because he kept buying while the price was still low. But here's the part that truly floored me. While secretly being Twitter's biggest individual owner, Elon logs onto Twitter and publicly asks his followers, "Does Twitter support free speech?" He secretly owns the company, and he's publicly planting doubt about whether it's trustworthy. That's not a tweet, that's a signal. But Twitter's board was about to make a move that handed Elon exactly the information he needed, and they didn't even realize it. So what did Twitter offer him? And why did accepting it actually give him more power? April 4th, 2022. The secret is out. Elon doesn't just own 5%, he owns 9.2%. He is now Twitter's single largest shareholder. Twitter's stock shoots up 25% in one single day. Picture the Twitter boardroom that morning. Suits, silence, someone's coffee going cold while their phone buzzes every 30 seconds with market alerts. They panic, and panicking people make bad decisions. They offer Elon a board seat, a place at the table. The idea being, keep your friends close, keep your enemies in a conference room where you can watch them. Elon accepts. 4 days later, he rejects it, calls it a waste of his time, then publicly tweets, "Is Twitter dying?" He is the largest shareholder. He just turned down a board seat, and he's publicly asking if the company is already dead. Twitter's CEO Parag Agrawal privately messages him, stressed. Elon replies in under an hour, "Not joining the board, waste of time." Then, April 14th, the bomb drops. He doesn't want a seat at the table. He wants to buy the table. $43 billion. All of Twitter, every share, every server, every employee. Twitter said yes to the $44 billion deal. They thought they'd won. But why would a man who just agreed to spend $44 billion suddenly want out 18 days later? April 25th, 2022. Twitter officially accepts $44 billion. The deal has conditions. Elon can't publicly trash Twitter while negotiations are ongoing. And if he walks away, he owes Twitter $1 billion as a penalty. Seems locked in. Seems clean. Then May 13th, 18 days later, Elon hits pause. His reason? Bots. Twitter claimed 5% of their users were fake accounts. Elon said the real number was 20%. Here's the simplest way to understand this. Imagine you're buying a movie theater with 100 seats. The seller tells you 95 of those seats are filled with real paying customers every night. You agree to pay for that. Then you claim, wait, actually 20 of those seats are cardboard cutouts dressed as people. That's the argument. But here's what I actually think was happening. By May 2022, the stock market was crashing. Tesla's stock had dropped massively. The economy was wobbling. Elon had agreed to pay a premium price, and now Twitter was worth significantly less. He wanted out. The bots were the exit door, and Twitter's CEO responded professionally, logically, in a detailed public thread explaining why bot data couldn't be shared without violating user privacy. Elon's reply? The richest man on Earth replied to the CEO of a $44 billion company with a poop emoji. The internet exploded, which, I think, was completely intentional. Why this matters to you? When someone with this much power decides they want out of a deal, they don't just walk away. They create noise. They make you look at the emoji, not at the exit. But then Elon did something that crossed a legal line, and Twitter stopped playing nice. Twitter didn't just want the $1 billion penalty. They wanted something that shocked everyone, including Elon's lawyers. July 8th, 2022. Elon sends a termination letter. He's done. He's out. Twitter's response? They don't take the billion. They sue him. And here's what makes this jaw-dropping. They don't sue him for money. They sue to force him to buy the company. Their lawyers go to court and argue that Elon publicly trashed Twitter throughout the negotiations. Twitter told a judge, make him do it. For the first time in this whole story, Elon Musk had no obvious way out. And then, like something out of a movie, a wild card appears. Peter Zatko, Twitter's former head of security, fired months earlier for, and this is what Twitter said, poor performance. He comes forward and claims Twitter had massive security vulnerabilities, that foreign agents may have had access inside the company, that the bot numbers were being deliberately hidden. Elon sees a gift, sends a second termination letter, new excuse, then a third letter, another excuse. 3 letters, 3 completely different reasons. 3 attempts to escape the same trap. Elon was 2 days away from sitting under oath in a courtroom, and then he did something so unexpected that even Twitter's lawyers didn't know how to react. October 4th, 2022. One day after his lawyers told him he'd lose, Elon sends Twitter a letter. Not another termination, a reversal. The original $44 billion deal. October 27th, 2022. Elon walks into Twitter's San Francisco headquarters carrying, and this is real, a kitchen sink. Tweets 2 words. Let that sink in. Within hours, CEO Parag Agarwal, fired. CFO, fired. Chief Legal Officer, fired. Head of General Counsel, fired. He fires up to 75% of the entire staff, thousands of people. Some find out when their laptops simply stop working. No email, no call, just a screen that won't turn on. The blue bird is erased. The platform becomes X, the blue check mark, the thing journalists, scientists, and elected officials spent years earning through a verification process. He sells it, $8 a month. Anyone can look credible now. This is a hijack. Here's what nobody wants to say out loud. Twitter was never just an app. It was the world's microphone. And now, one man, with no board, no shareholders, no rules, decides who gets to speak into it. We spent centuries making sure no government could control the public conversation. Nobody planned for this. So tell me in the comments, is this freedom, or is it just control with a friendlier face? The most dangerous prison is one where the door looks open.